Hey there, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I am so excited to meet you. I am so happy that you made it to 2021 and I look forward to doing great things with you in this new year. And I'm so happy that I always got your back, I always got your support, and I do not take this for granted, guys. So today's topic is very interesting. I'm sure you're gonna like it. And it's about the power of nutritious snacks. So guys, this is just a glimpse of what we are going to be discussing about. I know you're excited. I'm excited too. Let's walk through the discussion till the end and we shall have all the details that we need to get in this presentation. So the question is, what is a snack? And I know snack has got so many definitions in the contemporary world, but today we are focusing on the snack in the concept of nutrition. So a snack is a small food item taken in between main meals. And the main meals here are breakfast, lunch, and supper. So that small food item that you take, for instance, between breakfast and lunch, or between lunch and supper, or after supper, what we call bedtime snack, then that is what I mean by saying snack. We all live busy lives in one way or the other, and we wake up very early in the morning and mostly in a rush to catch up with the errands of the day. Some are civil servants, some are business people, some are students, and some others are into sports, into music, and all that. These things tend to consume a lot of time, and you find that we come in the evening when we are exhausted, and when we are running these errands at our place of work, you find that we have a very short time for break. And this becomes our routine. Some it takes 5 days, some it takes 6 days of the week, and to others it takes even 7 days of the week. The most challenging part of this kind of routine is that we may end up not getting the daily nutrient and calorie requirement that the body needs. You find that children are leaving very early in the morning to catch up with the school bus, for instance, because they don't want to miss the bus. You are running to get to the work before it's late. Someone else is running to the business to open the business before, the customers can get there. So you find that we are not taking enough of our meals, whether it's breakfast, whether it's lunch or supper. You find that at lunchtime, the lunch break is very short. We do not have adequate time to prepare a balanced, nutritious meal, or even to sit in a restaurant and have an adequate meal. This compromises with our daily nutrient and calorie requirement. And you find that, for instance, a healthy person or an adult requires about 46 to 56 grams of protein per day, and an adult female requires about 2,000 kilocalories. Kilocalories are just energy, and adult males require around 2,500 kilocalories. Of course, they vary with the state of physical activity, the metabolism in the body, and all that. But I will say that to achieve this requirement, it is not always easy. For instance, if I need 56 grams of protein and you find that maybe lunch, breakfast, supper combined can only give me 40 grams of protein per day. If I need 2,000 kilocalories or energy, you find that from my breakfast, lunch and supper, I can only maybe get 1,800 kilocalories per day. So there is a deficit that is remaining. And that is where the concept of nutritious snacks plays a very important role. Snacks help to step up the nutrient and calorie intake. What we could not achieve because we didn't have enough breakfast, we didn't have enough lunch, or we didn't have enough supper, then we need snacks in between these main meals to step up our nutrient intake and also our calorie intake. For diabetic patients, for instance, where we are so much concerned with the portions of foods, you find that sometimes it's a challenge to observe those portions. But when you take snacks, you find that when you get to the main meal, you can easily adhere to the portions that have been recommended by the nutritionist or the doctor. For the people who are trying to manage weight, for example, those who are overweight or obese, you find that trying to moderate intake of food becomes a difficult thing. But if you are taking nutritious snacks, it becomes easy to moderate the intake of food. And also, when we take snacks, we are just giving the body enough time to metabolize these nutrients so that we avoid overload of sugar, which, for instance, could make one to have hyperglycemia if it's a diabetic patient. So for these reasons, dear sisters and brothers, you will agree with me that snacks play a very, very important role. They do not replace the main meals, but they step up the nutrient intake. If you did not achieve adequate nutrients during breakfast, you can do something between breakfast and lunch, and that's something you can take a food item that I'm calling a snack. If you didn't have adequate lunch, you can bite some item between lunch and supper, in between there. That small item is what I'm calling a snack. And if you had maybe, for example, your supper at 8 and it was not adequate in terms of nutrients and their quantities, you can bite something at 9 there before going to bed. These snacks help to step up the nutrient and the calorie, so that the main purpose here is to ensure that the body is getting the required nutrients and calories per day, so that you do not operate on deficit. But I want to give a disclaimer, 2 disclaimers in fact. Number 1 is that snacks should not replace the main meal. I didn't say you skip breakfast and then now you carry a snack you will take at 10 when you are at the job place. No. I said take breakfast but carry a snack just to step up in case you didn't get enough of the nutrients for breakfast. So snacks should not replace main meal. They should be taken in between main meals. Number 2, snacks should be nutritious. I didn't say go for junk foods. I didn't say go for processed foods, for carbonated drinks, for things that are too fatty, too salty. No, mark my word, nutritious. So while you are picking this snack, make sure it is nutritious. Okay, I know you might be there and you're asking yourself, what are the examples of snacks she's referring to? You can pick a variety of food items, but I have sampled just a few here for the demonstration purposes. Like here I have groundnuts. You can carry groundnuts to your job place. You can pack groundnuts for your child who is going to school. They don't really have to be packed this way. Just make sure that where you are putting them is clean and safe. But the most important thing is the food item, which should be nutritious. Like groundnuts are very rich in proteins, they are rich in fats, and among others. And make sure you eat the groundnuts with the cod. I know people will be like removing the cod. You are just discarding there some vitamin B1, which is very important. So take your groundnuts just as it is. Don't really remove the cod. Then we have eggs. You just carry 1 egg, not really 2. I just put 2 for demonstration. Eggs are very rich in proteins. They are rich in fats. They are rich in albumin, among others. Then I have, this one is called samosa. I don't know the other name that maybe you know, but samosa are very nutritious because they are made of other things, like it could be vegetable samosa, it could be rich in peas, it could be rich in beef or what. So you can just pack 1 or 2 for your child or for yourself. And then these are sweet bananas, very rich in calories or energy, and very rich in potassium. These are watermelon, which is actually rich in fiber, rich in zinc, among other minerals. Then this is yogurt, very good for your child. Make sure at least your child takes yogurt maybe twice a week or once. Yogurt is rich in carbohydrates, that is lactose, it's rich in protein, it's rich in calcium, among others. This here is porridge. It's actually made from maize flour and soybean flour, so it's very nutritious. We know soybean is the only plant protein that has all the essential amino acid. So you as a parent, you could do your child a favor
by just, preparing for them soybean porridge. Of course, it will not just be made of soybean flour only, because it might have a very funny taste, but you could mix with maize flour or millet flour, depending on what you decide on. So what I have done here is just to give you a representation, but you can always substitute with what is available at home. If you cannot get groundnut, but you can get something else, just go for it. It's not a must to stick on eggs. You can replace. Not a must watermelon, but you can replace with what fruit you can find. So this one is just an example to show you that all these are what we can take for snacks, but they represent the many food groups that we discussed on. If you don't know what to pick as a food item, just go to the video, the food pyramid, and you will find a whole lot of food items there that you can select for your snacks.
Finally, we come to the end of our discussion today. I just want you to take home this message that it is not easy to meet the daily nutrient and calorie requirement just by sticking on the main meals only. That's why it's important to introduce snacks, and the snacks must be nutritious. Make sure you do that to your child, to yourself, and to your loved ones, and we will be helping the body to get the adequate nutrients to perform all the functions. Thank you for your time. Till next time. Bye.